Hello, everyone. Welcome to day number two of the FTX Crypto Cup in Miami, Florida. And one of the highlights of this round is Praggnanandhaa's win against Giri. Okay, Anish is still winless in Miami, and Pragg strikes again. This boy, this young kid, shows maturity in this game. Let's check it out. Giri was white, played d4, knight f6. C4, E6, knight C3, bishop into B4. We have the names of Indian defense. E3, castles. Bishop into D3, D5. A3 takes, and takes in C4. All right, this is a normal variation. Takes in C4, C5. Knight into F3, queen C7, of course. Bishop goes back to E2, B6. Everything's normal. Bishop to B2, C takes D4, C takes D4. Right, black now has this majority 2-for-1 AB versus A. Right, but white has this central pawn. Okay, bishop A6. Interestingly, this is a game by Giri against Wesley So, last year. If Wesley was white, Giri was black. It was a draw. So Praggnanandhaa is amazing with his research also. How to beat a talented guy who's also working hard? It's not so easy. Rook to E1. If you want to beat the elite, you have to work harder. And that's what Pragg is showing here. Yeah, because again, this is a game played by Giri against Wesley last year. Takes, knight B D7, two knights. E4. Okay, now this is a race between the central pawns and the majority here on the queen side with B5. Okay, let's see the race. H6 first. Space for the king. Knight H2. I don't know why Giri played Knight H2, but such a waste of time. Yeah, D5. In the spirit of Petrosian, yeah, the central pass pawn, D5 takes. And instead of capturing, you can go E5. Yeah. Knight E4. You can probably go Knight H4, Knight F5, Queen G4. Yeah. Like Tal versus Polyagevsky, sacrificing that pawn on D5 and then E5. Yeah. So knight H2, B4, takes. Rook to D3. Okay, he wanted to go Rook G3, yeah, to have the bishop. That was his plan of playing the knight on H2. Now I get it. But what did he miss? Means these young players are so quick and very tactical, yeah, and they're not missing tactics. Whoops, Rook C2. Giri missed this in his calculation. Bolt out of the blue. All right, he has to play bishop a3. You cannot take on c2. Queen takes e1 check. You have to go back to f1, and now queen takes e4. You're losing a pawn, and you don't have the rook g3 anymore. So he played bishop a3, but after the exchange of the rook, again, black gets extra pawn. One pawn is enough to win a game. And look at how Praggnanandhaa executes a winning plan after winning a pawn. Only one. Now one is enough. Knight c5 takes. Okay, now it becomes a central pass pawn. Earlier, white has that pawn. It turned out to be black now. F3, knight g5. Okay, rook protecting the knight. The knight protects that important d3 square. This knight can shift to e6. Right, knight e6, d4. Pass pawn must be pushed. Knight g4. Rook b8. It was also important to go f6 here to take away that e5 square. But anyways, rook to b8, bishop g3, rook to b3, activating the rook, protecting d3. Knight into a4, knight c3. King h7, moving out of the 8th rank. Knight d5. This is one of Breyer's idea, yeah, king safety. Kasparov also against Karpov. before he went for the attack, king h2, yeah, in the Roy Lopez. So this is an important strategic play here. King into g1, king g6. All right, the king helps black into the end game. Yeah, h5, bishop into e5, knight into e3, knight e4, h4. Now fixing this 3 pawns. Knight f2, knight c4. All right, king f5. If you played king, you can just continue with that plan. Simple, maybe. I don't know. I mean, where is Giri going? If he moves this bishop here, then you have knight f4 because of the king. Attack king g2. Now you're forced to take. If they take, you take king takes f4. Yeah, and then d3, d2. Game over. Knight c4. It takes longer, but still doesn't change. d2. All right, some maneuvering here. 5. Rook a3 is better here. Knight e3, okay, knight e4. Exchange up. It took some time, but it doesn't change the result, of course. Knight d4. The rest is just a matter of technique. Winning for black, of course. But here, Praggnanandhaa also showing his patience. Huh? Young Praggnanandhaa. That only shows that he's a mature player, yeah? Not rushing things. Okay. Knight. Maneuvering, yes. Takes finally changing the knight. Right here, simplification. The simplest way to win here is just rook takes d2. Game over. It's king takes d2, king g5. No need to go further, yeah. Without further ado, and after king e3, just king takes f5. Yeah. Simple chess. We were discussing simple chess in our in the other channel. Yeah, this one. If king e2, just king f4, king f2, e3, right? If king e2, you have g5, king e1, for example, you have king g3, king f1, you have e2, yes. Then take the pawn and take that pawn and wins. So that was it. A pretty strong game. Again, a mature game by the young Praggnanandhaa beating the more experienced Anish Giri in round number 2 of the FTX Crypto Cup in Miami. Praggnanandhaa stays in the lead with 6 out of 6. Wow, this young boy. He is sharing the lead with Magnus Carlsen also with 6 points after beating Hans Niemann in the other match. All right, so that was it. Thank you guys for supporting our channel, Charles Max Chess and Charles Max Entertainment on Facebook and YouTube. This is Coach Oliver. Stay safe, everyone, and bye-bye.